We're going to talk about toilet tanks and some repairs that you can do on toilet tanks. Now, one of the biggest problems with toilet tanks is the old tanks, everybody has this ball and rod. And so when things aren't working properly, you take and you bend the rod. You can see here it's bent. Well, what happens? The ball turns over and you end up having an awful mess in your toilet tank, and it never seems to work. Instead of people using the adjusting screws here, all right, they rather bend the rod. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this and we're going to put a new ball cock in. So we're going to remove the old ball cock. And we're going to install a new filler valve ball cock. And this is what it looks like. No more rod. It's got a little float here. It's adjustable. This is also adjustable for the height of the tank, as you can see. It's got a little ring here to help hold it down. So this should be 1 inch below the top of the toilet. Just up a little bit more. And then set the ring to make sure that it is tight. So you install your new ball cock. And then you're going to put your overflow tube in here like that. Now, the problem happens with this, when you put your overflow tube in like this, the toilet can keep on running. So when you buy this in here, they also give you this special gizmo that stops that from happening, because sometimes it siphons. So you fasten this onto your side, and that breaks the siphoning action and stops this from continuous running. So this is how you would have your new ball cock installed. You also can adjust this if need be. So that's one of the first repairs you can make on a toilet. Now, one of the other problems you have on a toilet is your toilet keeps running. And what happens is this: you need a new flapper here. So let's say you go out and get a new flapper, and you put a new flapper on, but it still keeps running. What's happened is here the base has got chipped, and it's not making a good seal with the flapper. You can test this by putting some food coloring in your tank. You can put some blue or green food coloring, come back 3 hours later, and if your toilet tank is blue or green, you know that this is leaking. So to fix that, you have to install a new overflow tube. To do that, you have to remove the tank from the toilet. So you remove the tank and you would undo this and install another overflow tube. But a lot of people don't want to remove their toilet tank. It just scares them. So you have another option that you can do. You take the flapper off. And you have what's called a flusher fixer kit. This is what it consists of. It consists of a new base or new seal, a new flapper. So what they tell you to do is you turn off your water, flush your toilet, get all the water out of your tank, mop up all the water in the tank. You get your hair dryer out and you dry the bottom of this. And then it comes with some sticky stuff. You take this sticky stuff and you mount it onto the bottom of your overflow. Then you get your new flapper. You take this and stick it onto there, push down to make sure you have a good seal. Hook this onto here, and now you have a new flapper, a new seat, and no leaks. Now, you want to make sure that when you flush it, that it does not come up above the top. So that has to be adjusted. So what you would do is you would move this down to about here so it doesn't stick up above the toilet when you flush the toilet. So now you see you can flush it, it doesn't come up above the top of the tank. So now you have a new flapper, a new seat, and your toilet's not leaking anymore. Sometimes your tank lever will break. So to install a new tank lever, you unhook your flapper, and all you do, you have to make sure this nut on here is a reverse thread. So you undo it backwards. And all you do is just take out the old one and just install a new one. And when you go to put your nut on, make sure that you put it on backwards to what you think it's going to go. And it's a reverse thread, so when you flip the lever, it doesn't undo the nut. So this is just simple toilet repairs that anybody can do in their house. The biggest one is putting the flapper and new seat on without having to remove the overflow valve.